Rising. Yep, that's it. There are no like ways trying to hook your attention, or maybe do you watch the whole video. I do it for Rising, honestly. This is the reason. Maybe you use Windows because you need to work, because you want to play Riot games, and they don't support Linux because they're fucking stupid as whole company. Maybe you just don't like Linux. But well, the real reason, trying not to hide it, trying not to say, oh, it's because of performance, it's because I have phone control. No, no. Stop bullshit. Stop that. It's just because of Rising. Everyone know this. Everyone know. You're not in Linux because you are performative. You're not using Linux because you are a programmer and you think it's better if you develop in a Linux environment. Maybe you are a CS student, maybe you are a software engineering student, maybe you are any computer related field student. You're not using Linux because you have to. You just want to fucking rise this shit. If you are using Kali Linux, you might feel that you are fucking Mr. Robot. You can say to yourself that you are a hacker. You can say to yourself, oh, my PC is so secure. My operating system is Kali Linux. And think that everyone's going to clap. But no, that's not true. Again, stop the cap. The only reason someone would use Linux, especially Arch Linux, is because of Rising. So if you don't know what Rising is, it's basically the art of bitching up and making your PC look good. Not your like hardware setup, your OS looking good and looking like cringy and all custom and shit. And the biggest nest of this is Unix porn. This is just the anthem where everyone gathers and tries to glaze each other, saying that their setup is good. And I can blame them because I'm one of them, alright? I have no problem admitting that I just use Arc because I want to rise shit. So here people can just come and post their setups and some configurations. Some people like to leave .confs, basically their configuration files here, and you can have a lot of ideas. You can just, like, if you want, you can just scroll here, go to like the best, and just try to figure out what works for you, what is nice. There are some people that go like above and beyond everyone and everything just to have like the best possible rising as you can guess. But honestly, it just depends on style, it depends on what you like, right? So this is the average Arch Linux user. So you have some like anime shit background. Holy shit, this looks like Windows. What the fuck? Oh yeah, it's Cinnamon. But anyway, this looks like that font from the Rain. Well, you guys know what font that is, right? So that common Windows font that everyone uses. So here you can just come like average Linux user. You have your time. There's like a bar at the top. I use Waybar, but we're going to cover that later. And then some pixel art shit, of course. Obviously, the terminal has either its own background and it's blurry, of course. Some like high-fat stuff. And then file finding. And yeah, this is Rising for you. And since this is the main reason, like we can show off, if I press the Windows key and W, I can have some wallpapers here that I set. So I have some Stray wallpapers here. I have some like cities because I want to be able to like, see different things. Because if I'm in a computer, honestly, I don't want to look like. Sometimes I don't want to look like a background like this where I feel so close. I want to feel distant. I want to feel nature because I don't like being in a computer. So I have some like nature shit if I want to look at something different. What else? Some like yellowish wallpapers just chilling. Again, some Stray, like some anime shit with average experience being like an Arch user. Here at the top I have my waybar, so the calendar, the OBS here, the internet, some like diamond info, and then like this is for the playlist I use, the temperature of my CPU, how much CPU power I'm using, and here just the Arch logo to show off. Of course, as every single Arch user, I have Pywall, so every time I change my background, the colors and my terminal change. If I put everything green, it gets a bit, how can I say, like, let's make it a bit orangey. Yeah, so it's easier to see things changing colors, just because, you know, I use Arch, by the way. Oh, this is also another reason we can always say I use Arch, by the way. And that's it. That's why I use that's why I use Arch Linux. Now, just a fun story. Before I was a Ubuntu user, but then I saw a video on YouTube about a guy saying that he wanted to rise his PC, his operating system, right, his environment. And then I thought to myself, damn, that's fucking cool. I want to do the same. Let me just put the high-five here. Yeah, I want to do the same. And then I discovered that rising in Ubuntu is shit. But my PC was dual booted at the time because I needed Windows because I used to play Valorant. Because if you don't know, since Riot Games is a shitty company, there are no Riot software for Linux. Why? Well, because Riot uses Vanguard, and since Vanguard is a fucking spyware that gets on the first layer of the kernel, some Y, in Linux we would be able to change this. And so Riot doesn't want us to change this because they are a fucking Chinese spyware company. Therefore, we cannot use Riot software on Linux. Therefore, I was really addicted to Valorant, like for a good amount of my life, like 4 years. It might not seem much, but 4 years is like a lot of my life, okay? It's like a fifth, 1/5 of my life. And then the best reason I found was to basically switch to Linux. And yes, I am a software engineering student. I have here some projects I'm working on with like VS Code, human shit, you know? Yeah, cool, some like C++ stuff. So we can cope. I can say that it's just because I want to be performative. No, it's just for rising, basically. And if anyone is telling you the opposite, that they switched to Arch Linux specifically, because oh, there are so much packages. Oh, there you have full control of your whole environment. Oh, I have env, you know, I can create alias for shit. That's cope. You don't care about the AUR. You don't care about reading documentation. The only pleasure you actually get from this fucking Arch user experience is rising. You want to be able to open multiple terminals and then get different stuff, you know? You want to be able to just come here, type song, and then you can choose any of the songs on NC... what? On NCMPCPP. That's what you want, you know? You want to like write 3, and then you can see all the files in your whole PC. This is what you want. You can try to cope, you can try to say that the whole reason is because you can actually search for stuff. If I do like resume, it actually finds the documents I have here, but that's not true, okay? You're just for rising. Goodbye.